Dude, if I could, that'd be like the most famous like I'd ever feel like it went to the moment like somebody assassinated me
Over a
for my for
podcast
my
that 9
podcast with
people probably
70
watch.
views.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
70 must be nice.
yeah, dude. No, no, that's stretching it, dude. That's a
I wish I could get 70 fucking views.
dude. Nah, you get
I do not. Don't even try.
really,
I'm a fucking nobody, man.
dude. You're fucking. That's crazy to me because you're like a like talent wise. I'm not trying to like suck your dick or anything, but like
Oh, please suck it.
you're
I'm
dude,
kidding.
I've seen the best of the best, and you're like right up there. You're not. There's nothing. There's no difference between you and any fucking touring headliner. Like
Yeah, there is. They live in New York,
money. Yeah.
LA, money.
Yeah.
They got famous friends. They got
Yeah.
production, yeah, budgets. I got none of that.
That's true. That's the only real difference.
It'll all come. If it's meant for me, I'll get it.
Dude, the I like forgot like because I see you like every Monday at like the Southern, and you like that's where you fuck around
Yeah,
and like test stuff
that's where I
out.
live. That's my spot,
Yeah,
man.
that's the home base. And then I saw you do like those 2 30-minute sets at the like live art center, and I was like, oh shit, this dude's like the like one of the best in the fucking
Nah,
like in the
I
world. Like
appreciate that.
yeah,
Don't do that, man.
yeah,
Don't
you're
do that.
top notch, dog.
I appreciate that,
Yeah,
but I have a lot of room to improve, Mitchell.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yes.
It's weird here because I feel like
If you go to New York, you'll see like, oh, Chris is. I'm just a run of the mill fucking comic trying to make it, man.
yeah, but like I know in New York there's like I don't know. Like I feel like there's more like it's all in one spot in New York. So you like I feel like you get lost in like the crowd there. But like here it's like I was talking about this with Francisco when he was in town. He couldn't find places to do comedy. And he was like, "Dude, how does like anybody get good here?" And I'm like, "I don't know, ask fucking Chris Allen." Like I don't like it's crazy that anybody can get like that good like
But
just doing it like once every now and then and like
I go to DC a lot too, man.
you grind. I'm
Yeah,
not saying you don't do it a
I
lot.
feel you.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was getting rusty because I'm like, man, I can't really get as good as I want to,
Yeah.
just getting up on Mondays. But that's why I'm trying to get more people involved. Like we were talking about Taylor and his show over at
Yeah.
Dirty Nelly's, bringing the Don't Tell here, the comedy lab that we do downstairs here at WTJU,
Heck yeah.
the Bucket List show. Me, just trying to do different things, man. Like me and my wife used to get in these huge arguments and fights sometimes about like, cause she wanted to move to Atlanta. I was like, fuck that. I want to go to New York. This
Yeah.
is like before I was going to therapy and learning how to compromise and actually learn how to just talk
Yeah.
and everything doesn't have to be a big confrontation. So I was just hell bent on New York. She was hell bent on Atlanta, and it was just a stalemate. And we ended up just being stuck here. And I was just complaining that like I can't grow, I can't do this. I don't want to have to drive to DC all the time. And she was like, "Yo, you got to fucking figure that shit out."
Yeah.
And she was right, man. And I think a lot of times we want what we want, how we want it in our mind, and sometimes we can become a little uncompromising in that.
Yeah.
And when that happens, we become blind to the things that are around us. And I say that to say, like, I want all this stuff. I want to be doing all these cool shows, and I want these stage opportunities and stuff like that, and I want a cool podcast, but I'm not in New York. I'm not here. And then I was like, stop and think about this. What you got here? I have this studio here that I use for free at WTJU.
Yeah.
I go, so I can stop bitching and complaining about that because I wanted that and I got that. A couple years ago, I was like, man, I really wish I had a really dope a show at a weed spot. That would be cool. Last night we did the Don't Tell. It sold out at a fucking weed spot.
Hell
And
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, I got that. And yeah, man. So and I have the Southern where I can basically do whatever I want. And now I have this space downstairs where I can pretty much do whatever I want. And I was like, you know what? I actually have everything that I want. It's not exactly how I want it to look,
Yeah.
but I do have what I want, and I just have to make the best of what I have, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it, and it's coming together, and I'm starting to ask for help because a lot of times when I try to do everything by myself, and I'm realizing like you just get burnt out, you get frustrated, and you're not really left with a lot of energy to put in to really put in your best work. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because it takes a lot building a show, even like promoting a special and shit like that. Something's gonna fall to the wayside, whether it's writing or whatever it may be, because you can't do everything at 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I just been really just trying to enlist the help of people in town. Like Gunner's been huge, recording everything at the
Dude, Gunner's the
Southern.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. I mean, I just really want to help Charlottesville get put on the map, and like I felt like I did a good job for years, but I never really had a lot of direction. I was just kind of doing shit.
Yeah.
Now, in the last couple of years, like getting older really made me realize like, hey man, you gonna fucking die. Like, it ain't far off.
Yeah. It's coming. Yeah, at some point.
You hitting, I'm closing in on 50. Your life just seems super real.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully I don't fucking die anytime soon. I
Yeah.
don't even like saying this shit on the podcast. Like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I get freaked out.
Fucking, it's not happening ever.
But even if it's 5 years, somebody will see this like, damn, he fucking called it.
Yeah. You're fucking Chris the Psychic, dude.
fuck.
The medium Chris.
I hate talking about this shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's dope here. Like it's become dope. Like you fucking made it dope.
I'm trying,
you built
man.
it. Like I want to start producing something again in Lynchburg. Like eventually, I'm not in any rush just because it's like a hard place to get things going, and like it's not like I'm making any money there anyway. Like I was bummed about not making $50 a week off that mic anymore, but I don't know, dude. $50 a week versus having to do that mic every
How
week.
far is Lynchburg from here? An hour and a half?
It's like hour 15. Yeah.
I'm from here to Richmond, I guess.
Yeah, it's about the same. It's like Charlottesville's the halfway point, like on the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. But
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to make shit happen here, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Just the don't tell stuff, this, but also I don't want to spread myself too thin. That's why I gave Johnny Rad the bucket list show.
dude,
So he deserves it. He's been working his ass off.
fuck yeah.
You know, I gotta get fucking Taylor on a regular schedule with
Yeah, dude.
help him out with that. But it's been fun, man, and you guys are really really supportive. I think sometimes y'all give me a little too much credit for things that I'm doing, but I get it, cause it's funny, man, because like when I first started working with Norman out, just he didn't seem enthralled with any of the shit that he was doing.
Yeah.
He was open for Schumer at the time, private jets, staying at these hotels, doing arenas, and just all this crazy shit, hanging out with all these dope comics. And he would tell me these stories, and he would just be like, it's just my life. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. You get to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And then one week on his podcast, we were still fairly new to knowing each other and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, man, this dude Chris I've been working with, he kind of put things into perspective, man. Like, like we get used to doing certain things, and you kind of forget that it's special.
Yeah.
And like, and how lucky you are to do it. And that made me feel good. Like I realized, like I was helping him realize, like, hey, man, what you doing is really fucking dope. It's cool. Not a lot of people get to do it. And then here I am a lot of times. I'm going out with Mark. After a while, it's not exciting anymore. I'm doing theaters with him. I'm going to New York. I'm hanging out with the Cellar. I get to meet Michael Che. I've gotten to do some really cool shit, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm just like, nah. But y'all are like, oh my God, you just got to do this. I'm like, it's not a big deal. And on Monday nights, I get home after telling y'all stories from maybe me being gone for the weekend, or I go to New York, or I do a podcast, I come back, and I go, you know what? They really put this shit in perspective for me, man.
Yeah.
So like what I was doing for Norman, y'all really do for me.
Hell
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it can just get frustrating, man, because you want what you want, and you see everybody else getting it, and you just get caught up in that, to where it really becomes work and a job, and it's just like it cannot be as fun.
Yeah.
But you have to be around those people who see that and go, oh my God, I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I
man.
would love to be doing this and that. Like just going to shows with like Taylor and Gunner and stuff like that. Talking to my boy Glenn and them. It's just like certain spots y'all trying to get into.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, I remember like trying to get into these
Yeah,
with
dude.
these people and shit like that. And that helps me put shit into perspective, man.
Yeah.
It really does. And I appreciate y'all a lot.
Yeah, dude, it's dope to see it's like possible too. That's like the other side of it. It's just like, oh, you can like it's not like I'm fucking as good as Chris or anything, but I'm like I'm just saying like we're in the same room. Like it's
feel
it's
you.
just like it's like it's not like impossible. It's like, we're both human beings. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
can happen for
possible.
anybody, or not anybody, but fucking
I feel y'all, man.
if you're good at comedy, it can happen.
It can
Yeah,
it can happen, and
yeah,
it's funny. Like even though Neil Brennan fired me from working with him after 3 shows, one thing that I heard him say on a podcast that he had years ago when it was him and Moshe Kasher, he was saying, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It's just something that stuck out to me that made me. I was like, okay. He was just like, no matter where you are, if you're that good, people are gonna find you.
yeah,
And this is before everybody was using like TikTok and Twitter and shit like that to do what yeah, people weren't using social media to the degree in the way they're using it today, and that's something that always stuck out to me.
yeah, dude.
That like, man, I don't want to fuck his name up, so I don't want to. Man,
Oh, you're good, dude.
I'm not. Yeah, man, what is his name? Hispanic dude. He's from Cleveland. I'm so mad. We smoked. It's
Oh, you're fine, dude.
but
No,
this is not a good example.
I'm mad. I can't like pinpoint the comedian from Hispanic dude in Cleveland. I feel like I should.
I don't think you would know him, but
Yeah.
like he never moved to New York. Man, I want to say is it Ramon Rivas? I think
Okay. Yeah.
Ramon Rivas. He lived in Cleveland and he was cool with all these fucking New York comics. He got into like just for laughs and stuff. And I was like, man, this dude, he knows all these New York comics. He gets to do all this cool ass shit, and he's never lived there. Same thing with the LA. He just knew these people,
Yeah.
and like I just saw it as like I was like, oh, so you really don't have to move to New York or LA to like be in the mix. But this is before again. This is really before people were using social media the way that they were, and I've never met the dude or anything like that. But Ramon Rivas was always like this kind of like I used him as like a motivation. Like, yo, you don't need to like go to New York or L.A.
Yeah.
To make it. And early in my career, that was really like a big goal to me, was to like make it and say I never moved to L.A. I never moved to New York.
Really, that's tight. I
Yeah.
I still like I'm halfway like want to go to somewhere like that, like
Yeah.
just somewhere you can just get a bunch of stage time. I don't know though. Like it's sick enough here to like.
Uh,
Yeah.
Couple things. One, it's just like I just find it interesting for people who can make it outside the machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people look at you like, yo, how the fuck did you do
Yeah,
that?
dude.
It's just something about it.
Yeah.
Because even now, like when I go to New York or I'll do some kind of cool stuff, and I'll do a show with a bunch of LA or New York comics or whatever, and I have a great set, and they go, where you live? I go, Charlottesville, Virginia. They go, what?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, man. It's just something about that
Hell yeah.
where people are like, why do you live there? And full disclosure, bro, when I knew like things could change for me, I felt good. That's one of the first things Mark said about me, but I never heard that. Like, so I met Mark, I want to say like 2014 or 15. I'm
Okay.
fuzzy on that, but he came to the Southern. I really didn't know who he was at the time,
Oh shit.
but I looked him up. I was like, oh, this dude's funny. He's got a weird voice, and this will be fun. And it's me, Winston Hodges, Paige Campbell, and Alex Castaigne. We all, because we're the core of the conference, so we all, I put everybody on the show.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Winston was like, out of those 3 guys, he was the strongest one. Had the fucking worst set of the night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Norman, he was so mad. He was like, I fucking bombed to put a Norman. It took him like 2 years before Norman saw him again. Was like, oh, that dude's funny.
That's
'Cause
hilarious.
then he saw Paige, and Paige lives in Philly now.
Mhm.
And Paige is a young dude, probably like 19. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He goes up there, has this really silly fun set, and he murders. And Norman's like, that kid is great. He's the next one. And
Oh, that's
Winston
fucking
was so
awesome.
mad. It was just so funny. And then I just farted.
Did you?
I go up. I have a great set, and they're telling me this when Norman's on stage. They're like, he fucking loved you. He was like, who is this guy? Why does he live here? He's in the military. He's got to move to New York immediately.
Yeah.
So like while he's on stage, they're like telling me this stuff, and I'm fucking like freaking out and shit like that. I'm so excited, and that's what led me to believe. That's what led me to even ask him for his phone number, because they was like, dude, just fucking ask us for his number. Because I typically would never ask headliners for their number. It's just like a thing I don't do when you're working with comics.
Yeah.
But something was like, nah, man, just ask him. And then we just kept in touch, and things just kind of progressed. He got bigger. He started going out more. I got to open for Schumer one time. I think I've already told y'all that story, right?
I think we got like halfway through it. It's this is like the longest we've ever talked because like everybody tries to come up and fucking talk to you at the open mic. So like, and I can't. I suck at multitasking a conversation. So like, I fucking no. I think we got like halfway through that. You said you opened.
Yeah.
You got to open for Schumer, in an arena.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so this is after I worked for Mark here in town,
Yeah.
and we were talking and stuff, going back and forth, and I started looking at his schedule to see what he was doing, and his big thing was at that time he was still opening for Schumer, and I saw that they were going to be in Rochester,
Yeah.
my hometown. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go back. It was Mother's Day weekend. Now that I think about it, I like left my wife with her new baby to go back
On
home.
Mother's Day.
On
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Just
You're
bad.
like, just hold this baby real quick
Yeah,
for
just-
a second.
just-
Yeah, I'll be back.
Just one track mind. It's
Yeah.
just a piece of shit. So I hit him up. I go, hey man, I see you're gonna be in Rochester. I'm lying
Mhm.
to him. I'm like, I'm gonna be in Rochester, man, visiting my mom. I was just like, hey, we can maybe hang out after the show.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll get you tickets to the show. I'll get you backstage.
Hell yeah.
I was just like, oh, you don't got to do that, but that would be cool. And knowing him now, I don't think he ever thought I was gonna follow up with the
Yeah.
shit, but I did. And it's like the day of. I like drive up there. It's like 8 hours. It's like the day of, and I'm texting him. I'm hearing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then finally he was like, oh yeah, man, come on down. I get there early, and it takes him like 20 minutes to come out. I'm like, fuck, he probably don't want to see me because I don't really know him at the time. And he finally comes out. He takes me backstage. We just sitting in this little ass fucking room. He seems pissed. Like we don't really know what to talk about. He's just an awkward dude. I don't
Yeah.
know what to talk about. But long story short, Schumer comes out. I get to meet her. We're in the green room and shit like that. The show gets ready to start. We walk out into the arena. This is the what's it called? The Blue Cross Blue Shield Arena in Rochester, New York. That's my hometown. Mother's Day weekend.
That's wild.
And it's me, Norman, and Schumer. We just standing out there. It's like almost 10,000 people out there. Her Amy Schumer's TV show is playing on the jumbotron and shit like that. And we just watching the trailer for it and shit like that. And I see her and Mark start talking, so I walk away because I don't want to like be in the way and shit like that. And I kind of like just walk in a circle and I come back and I'm just standing next to her. The music is playing and she just looks at me. I just see her turn her face towards me and I'm like, oh shit. And I look at her. She was like, hey, you want to do 5? I was like, yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
But earlier that day, I go, it's a possibility this woman could put me on her show. I go, it's my hometown. I go, it's a possibility. Let me write a set. So I wrote a set that day. Just like it's at the end of the day, it's just a comedy show.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't know me. I go, but it's my hometown. I came all the way up here. I think it's gonna happen. And sure enough, it did, man. I go up there. I do 5 minutes. I fucking have a great set. I bring up her brother's band, and I come off stage, and this is years ago, man. And the tour manager, everybody is looking at me like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, you were a little too comfortable up there, like oddly comfortable.
Yeah.
And Norman was like, oh, you fucking rocked it. She was like, oh, that was great. And like, I just started fucking crying, man.
Dude, I can imagine. I don't know what the fuck I would do, dude. The fucking shit's. That's
10,000 people, man.
That's a lot of emotions,
My
dude.
hometown, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I expected it, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
It went well, and like, I get on Facebook, and it's just
Everybody is like,
because I'm not even thinking about that.
oh my god.
I'm like,
dude.
yeah, I'm at home, but I'm thinking like, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about people that I know could possibly be there, because I'm just so caught up in like I'm hanging out with Mark Norman. Oh shit, that's Amy Schumer. I'm
That's
at this
wild.
arena. And I go up there, man, yeah, and I get on my Facebook, and it's just like, oh my God, I just seen the dude from high school on an Amy Schumer show. And this is when, like, everybody loved Amy at the time.
Yeah. Damn, dude, I forgot you were like talking about her show playing on the TV. I forgot that was
What
a
was it
thing. She
called?
was fucking huge.
Inside Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on Comedy Central.
Yeah, dude. How so do you feel like you got like you were apparently good enough like when Mark Norman came to Southern for him to be like, holy shit, that dude's good. Do you feel like you got like way better touring with Norman? Or do you feel like you just like kind of the same level, just like
Oh no,
or
definitely.
you're just, I just feel like part of what makes Charlottesville good is like you're good and like you don't know how good is until you see that. So like I feel like working with somebody like Norman and be like on another
yeah.
level like
Definitely.
all the time. Yeah.
Definitely. Because, I mean, I feel like he's one of the most prolific joke writers. I mean, just the sheer volume of jokes the dude tells and writes.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I needed that
Yeah.
because being here at the time, I was getting work in DC and stuff like that, but I was definitely at a time and a place. I want to say probably like 7, 8 years in, and where I felt like if you've been doing it that long, I worked enough clubs and stuff like that. I had some pretty good mentors. Yeah, almost 10 years into doing comedy, I know what I feel like. I know what I'm doing on stage,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty quick on my feet. I was starting to do a lot of crowd work. I was starting to like headline some like local shows and stuff like that. And what happens, man? At a lot of local levels, like people who get to that 7, 8, 10 year mark, but they really aren't progressing,
Yeah.
they tend to stop writing jokes, and they become the local crowd work king.
Yeah.
'Cause I know a lot of guys in just different cities where like they're funny as fuck, but they stopped writing a long time ago, and they just become like the local headliner where like the funny bone brings them in. Like say somebody drops out, oh let's get Chris. He live here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I go up there, I do a bunch of crowd work. I get to open for some people every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Because like, uh, just because like 10 years ago I knew a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was at the MC level, and now he's headlining instead of featuring, and I'll get to open for him because we met 10 years ago because he was opening for another guy.
Yeah.
So that's what happens to a lot of guys like in the Midwest. And just all over, man, in comedy, it's just like they kind of lose that fire, especially after you put out like your first album where you or special.
Yeah.
A lot of people get fucking lazy, man, and like we quit writing, and that's something that scares me too about doing the special. I was just like, man, like once this comes out Wednesday, those jokes they're dead. I really can't do them much
Yeah.
longer, man. Maybe for like another month or so, but yeah, man.
Do you
But
feel like you feel like you write a lot, like, or do you feel like you feel like you need to write more, like?
I should write more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You were talking about the Rick Rubin book.
Yeah.
I also have that book. I've been reading it as well, and it made me okay with putting the pen down for a while and doing something else creative.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it's okay just to step away and not do any of that shit. Because I'll be real, man. I feel like my special is great.
Yeah.
I feel like it's great. And, bro, I didn't get a lot of reps in before my special.
You were just kind of like trying to stay even keeled, I guess.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. You good?
So I recorded my special in July, and this was a big year for us. My wife got a double knee replacement in March.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot all about that. That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
So February, I did a weekend with my boy Ian Lara at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, just a regular little comedy club.
Yeah.
And what did I do here? I did the Comedy Lab March 9th, and then March 12th, my wife had her knee surgery. So March 12th, she had her knee surgery. Mark was here March 15th. It just so happened my family was in town. I was able to do that with Mark. I had a show at the Southern on the 23rd. I had nothing in April. I didn't come to the mic. And then when she was, so the rest of March I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything in April. Minneapolis, I went there the first weekend of May. I did a local show May 10th. I did the Comedy Loft. Actually, the May 17th Comedy Loft, that shit got canceled because I didn't sell any tickets, so that died. And then we did the Waterworks, and I went to Austin. I did a Don't Tell. I did Raleigh. I did another Don't Tell. I did Electric Palm. And, so let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Haymarket show, I actually canceled that show. 6, 7, 8. I had about maybe 10 sets.
That's wild.
Before my special.
That's crazy.
And I took off almost a month before. So like and even like those shows that I did in like Raleigh and shit like that, those first like the first show, because I was doing like one show a night because I'm working the side rooms. I'm not doing the 7 to 9,
Yeah.
and it's just one show. So typically that Friday night show, I hadn't done comedy in a month. So like the first night, I'm just working shit out. I'm just trying to get the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
And then Saturday that would feel good, and then I was done. I would just do one show,
Yeah.
and I will feel pretty good. Come back, I would do the Southern, and then maybe not have anything, for another week.
Yeah. Dude, were you so you I like I can't imagine like standing on like I think I remember like I was like holy shit that was a long time like after you got off stage and you were like thanks man like at the Waterworks Festival but I was just saying that because I was just like you were just going like that whole fucking time and like you were killing and like I don't think like it'd been a long time since I'd seen like a real comedy show so like I hadn't seen anybody just like stand on stage doing straight comedy for like 30 minutes and like doing well the whole time. So like I was like, holy shit, that was a long time. Like how do you just like stay in that zone for that long? And then like, dude, an hour. I'm like, that's like double that.
Yeah,
like
it's
you,
fun.
yeah, dude, you're good at it.
Oh, thanks.
You were
man.
saying like you were comfortable on stage in the arena. Like were you always comfortable on stage, or you like did you have to work up to it? Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
For the first year, I would say 70% of the time I would talk myself out of my jokes, and I wouldn't even go up,
Yeah.
and I would struggle for years to make my time. Like for the longest, man, 15 minutes was just like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It was just it was hard. I would get in my head, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's just
You broke through.
it
Yeah.
just you just learn to I don't know, man.
Dude, yeah, I'm not anywhere where I feel like I could do an hour at all, but like I feel like 30 minutes is like something I could work to now. Versus like I'd say if I'd asked myself that 2 years ago or a year ago, I'd have been like, fuck no, like 30 minutes is impossible for me. And like I did 15 early this year and then a 20, so like now I'm like, if I could do 30, like
Hmm.
I'm the shit, dude.
That's so
Like
funny.
yeah,
But I'll be honest too, man. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll go out on the road with Norman and stuff, and he'll be like, "You want to do 30?" I'm like, I don't know if I can do 30.
yeah,
I get nervous. Sometimes I still feel like I can't do it.
yeah.
I'm like, oh man, just 30 minutes of just straight jokes. Like do I even have
It's a
30
long
minutes?
fucking time, dude.
Yeah,
It's
do I have
crazy.
it?
Yeah.
Can I do it? Yeah, and it's funny too because when you're a young comic, you want to tell people that you have all this time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can do 25. And my mentor was this dude named Vince Morris. He'd be like, bro, you don't got no fucking 15 minutes, man. He goes, I just watched it. He goes, he was like, all that fucking filler shit.
Yeah.
He goes, that's probably about 6 minutes of material if you cut out all that bullshit you saying.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. But I'm like, come on, man. I'm trying to stretch here.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, I get it. He's like, but I'm just being honest, man. But you also learn over time, man. Everybody just do comedy how you want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is all about word economy and shit like that. But you got to learn your own timing, pacing, and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, now I'm getting to the point now where like, yeah, I don't even think about how much time I got to do unless I'm in a new environment or some shit like that. I'm fine.
I think I've seen you've probably gotten in the zone and done like an hour like after the Southern before. Maybe not an hour, but you've done like
Yeah.
fucking like
Sometimes
over 30.
Yeah, it's just like I gotta get up out of here. But sometimes it's so crazy.
Yeah.
And sometimes, man, like I feel like sometimes those shows get so bad towards the end, and people want more. But yeah, I try not to be that guy, man.
Yeah.
I try not to be that guy. But I'm also like, I need the fucking stage time, man.
That's hilarious.
I need it,
Dude, I feel like everybody's been for the most part who's at the Southern now has been doing it for a while now. Like I don't like there's not a whole lot of new people. Like you get a handful every now and then, but like even like Matt's new and he's fucking I feel like he's good for how new he is. Like that shit's
Yeah.
I feel like I sucked when I was doing it that long. I was ass. Like
We all were, man.
Yeah.
We're all bad. But I think that's where we different than most of these other towns and little cities. Is like I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but most of those cities, like even when you go to Richmond, there's no comic there who's working on a regular basis and like going to New York and meeting people and doing stuff. So a lot of guys don't have anybody to look up to or to ask questions to
Yeah.
or anything to aspire to be. It's just like they're just doing comedy, and they might look up to just some local dude, and it's just like, well, that guy's just really just an edge lord, you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
whoever it may be. But yeah, not a lot of not a lot of major direction. And again, I'm not saying I'm a major player or anything like that, but I do feel like uh, I I do know enough. I can pass things along.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you've like done comedy with like fucking with the major leaguers, so you know what
Right.
it is and what the fuck
Yeah.
it isn't.
Right.
Like with the difference between that and just being like crazy.
Yeah. And I
Like
feel like the cats who fuck with me, Winston, and sometimes people give me shit like, "Oh, you hang out with these white comics and white." I go, "Yeah, I hang out with people who want to hang out with me, who want to learn comedy, black,
yeah,
white, whoever."
yeah,
So like anybody that come through the Chris Allen School of Comedy, they end up doing pretty well for themselves.
yeah,
I
dude.
mean, my man Winston is on the road with Jamie Lee. He's killing it in New York. He just did the Don't Tell special. Alex, he's in New York killing it. I mean, that's no Winston's in D.C. Yeah, he's in New York. He's getting open for T.J. Miller on a regular basis. He's
That's
starting to
fucking
get
wild.
past at clubs. My boy Paige, he's in Philly. He's doing his thing. So like honestly, man, anybody that hang around me for a while doing comedy, you're gonna get better at doing comedy.
Yeah, dude. I've
Point
never.
blank, period.
I don't even think I think I've maybe been at one mic with Winston at it before. Like he's ever since I started doing it, he's been pretty much just up in D.C. But fucking, I've done a few with Alex. He's dope. He's good. I haven't seen Paige do it, but like
Yeah, Paige is funny
yeah,
too. He's in Philly. I haven't seen Paige perform in a long time, but whenever Winston and Alex do come by and they drop in, it's a special moment for me, man, because uh, I remember them guys being in your place, being Taylor, being just one of the whoever's being wise, just being the new guy,
yeah,
and here they are coming in doing quote unquote little drop ins, and doing 15 minutes killing,
yeah,
and you guys are like, oh my God, he's so funny. I was like, I remember when this dude could barely do 5 minutes,
yeah.
and now here he is dropping in, here, and all you guys are looking up to them, and they, don't even stay. They just, oh, I gotta go. I
Yeah,
think
dude.
that's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, no,
You know?
Alex came and did my Rivermont show, like the first one that I did there, and he made everybody look like a dumbass. Like I was like, I'm glad he was in the middle because we'd have started off with Alex. It would have just been like, everyone been like, well,
Mhm.
goddamn, I guess it's time to go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, that happens too, where
Yeah,
you get on a local showcase and they want to put you up early.
yeah,
It's like I don't know if you want to do that.
yeah, dude. No, I mean, I
Nah,
didn't know
man.
what the fuck I was doing. I got lucky putting him in the middle.
Dude, we had I can't remember his name. It was he was from Atlanta, a black comic, black dude. Nobody major, but we used to do a show at Fellini's up here at the downtown mall upstairs. But they have booked themselves there, which is completely fine. It's a little performance space,
Yeah,
and they wanted to put a couple local comics on the show. And they kind of walked into town like, "Oh, we real comics. I'm from DC, buddy.
yeah,
How you doing?
yeah.
Pat you on the head." I was like, "Okay."
Ah,
Me and Winston were on our first show. We fucking buried their whole show.
that's
Me
hilarious,
and
dude.
Winston, to the point where they kicked me and Winston off the second show, and they put like some really, really inexperienced Richmond open micers on the show.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I don't get that. Why would you not want? I don't know. I guess if you're
Nah,
starting off the show, it's hard to
nah,
bounce back and be like, all right, well we're kind of not bad.
yeah. Well, they came in, thought they were swinging dicks, big dicks,
Yeah.
because they coming from Atlanta and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, man, you're not gonna come into my fucking town and fucking
It
act
is.
like you the big swinging dick here. That's not gonna happen.
It doesn't. That's the thing that you're right. It doesn't happen here where like it doesn't really like if you're a good comedian, you're a good comedian. Nobody really gives a shit if you're like from fucking New York or whatever. If you're an open micer up there, as to where if you like go to like some podunk place like in just it's like a rural part of Virginia and you're like I'm from New York, people are like holy shit, he's the headliner.
Yeah. That's happened to me a few times
Yeah.
over the years too, where somebody from New York, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck where you from, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I'm from New York. It's like, oh, for real? Who do you know? And they'll start naming names, and it's just like, you know this person? Oh yeah, I know Mark. And do you really know him? Because it's like I know him. Oh, really? And I start showing pictures. They're like,
Yeah.
oh shit. It's like, yeah,
Oh, he's like your boy. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, yeah. And I don't like doing that to people because I mean, a lot of us we like to show off who we know and shit like that. But
Yeah.
I have had New York comics come through here and just really think they're gonna big time somebody, and it's just like I don't care. But the newest iteration of that is the Kill Tony dudes that might happen to stop through here.
Yeah.
And this is like no disrespect to Tony Hinchcliffe or anything like that. I think what they do is great, but it's just like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I've been doing this long enough to know like you're not gonna come in here thinking you're the best comic just because you were on Kill Tony one time. So
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, cool, man. You did a 1 minute set on Kill Tony. I'm supposed to suck your dick or give you 20 minutes on this show? No.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like they probably, go to any other town, they would be the best there
Yeah.
just because they're from Austin. But like if you come here, it's like, oh, it's just this weird fucking like place in the middle of nowhere where everybody's fucking good or like at least decent.
I
Like,
feel like I feel like we do a pretty decent job.
yeah.
Yeah. It is funny that when people walk into our show and they just think they're gonna be the best comic. It's
Yeah.
just like, no, sir.
God, I bet that made you feel like a asshole too. Like if you were from there and then you came in with that attitude and then you actually did, have that perspective
Yeah.
like change.
I've done that shit before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that shit, man. Where like, this dude Jason, he used to book the Richmond Funny Bone, and he was kind of forgetful, and he would double book shit and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I got to the show, he goes, "Look, man, my bad. I wasn't supposed to book you on this show," and it was like a military veteran show, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm in the military. I should deserve to be on the show," and like. He was like, "Yeah, but all these people took like this comedy class, and they doing." I'm just like, oh, Jay, "Come on, man! I don't open for, this club so many times. These fucking one dude had a service dog. I was just like, these people fucking suck. I'm a real comic, and I'm watching these people, and they are not doing well. Man, I go up there and I fucking eat the fattest dick. I was being such an asshole, so cocky,
Yeah.
just talking down to people in the green room, and I went up there, dude. And I fucking ate it so hard. And Winston is in the back just laughing so hard because he was like, "Dude, you were being a fucking dick." And the guy who was nice enough to put me on the show, I get off stage. He goes, "Yeah, man, great job."
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he said it like this. This is what you were fought so hard to get on the show to do.
Not a
On
great
my
job,
show.
dude.
Great job. You really added something to my show here.
Oh.
And I was like, "Man, fuck you." I was like, "Don't say that shit to me, man."
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, "Don't you fucking say that shit to me." And then I watched him go up, like, I'm going to watch him bomb. And he was so hacky, and it was fucking killing.
Dude, that happens. There's some places where like the happier you are,
Yeah.
it's like they're like, "Oh, this guy's a real comedian. He knows how to
Right.
do jokes."
And I'm not going to disparage that guy at all.
Yeah.
That was really about me being an asshole.
Yeah.
That was a comedy
Yeah.
guy was really giving it to me like, oh
Just
yeah,
some karma.
you think you're the shit? We're going
Yeah,
to put
dude.
this guy up after you who you're going to call hacky, and he's going to be fucking murdering.
Yeah, dude. That's the ultimate karma. That's like I don't think I've been good or decent long enough to ever walk into anywhere being like I'm better than these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I just felt I was overly confident in
Yeah.
and the whole military thing got me too because I always wanted to prove that like I'm not because people used to be like, "Oh man, you should be like a military comic." I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to be seen as a comic.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, these people are military trying to do comedy to work through their trauma and shit." And I go, "Fuck that. I'm a real comic. I'm gonna show these motherfuckers what real comedy is." And yeah, it's just like even though they weren't good, they all did better than me. I bombed.
Yeah, dude.
And I didn't even stay for the rest of the show, man. I was so embarrassed. So yeah, I really try not to do that shit, man, because the comedy guys are real.
Yeah, they are. They're the
Yeah.
fucking realest,
real.
dude. They're
Like,
fucking mean,
yeah,
dude.
I
They're
do-
like the regular guy.
No, I never begged to get on the show.
Yeah.
And nope, because it's like I've been on too many shows. It's like this is exactly what you wanted, and you got it.
Yeah, dude.
So if sometimes if it's too hard to get on the show, I'll stop. Because if you fight too hard, you get on that shit and bomb. People look at you like, dude, you made this big fucking mess to get on the show, and look at you.
Yeah.
You didn't even fucking kill.
Yeah, Cal's always like, "Why don't you ask to be on more shows?" I'm like, "Dude, because like I don't know, dude. Like I'm fucking,
No,
I'm
asking.
fine."
I was like begging for some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I just mean, I don't know. Like it's like up until like fairly recently, I didn't really feel like I was good at all, and then like
Well, you're not, Mitchell.
yeah, like I'm fucking fine. Yeah, but like, I never felt like I'm good enough to be like, yo, I'm a real addition to this lineup, dude. Like I think these people need to see me. Like they,
And I'm typically not like that.
yeah,
But for some reason at the time, that's how I felt, and it backfired, man. So My karma comes at me pretty quickly, so I have to always check my attitude and check my ego.
Yeah.
I always got to keep that shit in check, man. You know, I'm just one of those people where like if I step out of line, it comes back around
Just immediately.
immediately.
That's good though because it
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't know.
I wasn't raised that way.
Yeah.
I was not raised that way, man. So like my karma, it comes back on me quick.
Yeah.
So I've definitely learned to keep that shit in check, man, because that gets you, man.
Dude. Yeah. I'm gonna. You got me like wanting to like go to a small town, fucking walk in somewhere and be like, "Yo, have y'all ever heard comedy before?"
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I feel like that every time I'm in a little beach city with like 20 bars. I'm like, "Yo, do these motherfuckers have a mic?" Every time I get 6 beers in me, I'm
For
like,
real?
"I'm gonna tear it up real quick."
Nah. See, it's so funny. I'm the
I've never
opposite.
done it.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So you'll go to a place now like, oh, if there was a show right now, I would kill.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, no, we were in Carolina Beach on my birthday. It was like there's a bunch of like tiny like bars on the boardwalk, and I was like, what? People are doing karaoke and shit, and I'm like, I'm just drunk enough to want to do comedy.
Oh
Like,
my God. That's how you know you still new. There's
Yeah.
no way you could ever convince me to. Is my mic even working right now? Is that thing going up and down?
Maybe.
I can't tell. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. There's no way I could do it, man.
Yeah, dude. No, I don't.
I'm so self-conscious about comedy.
No, I never had that. That's what I'm saying. Is like I never felt like I've wanted to do comedy for people up until recently, where I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of getting like to the point where like I have like jokes to tell. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
instead of just like I don't know, like wondering if shit'll work. Like
No, I
yeah,
feel you, yeah.
yeah,
That's always a fun thing too. Like when you first start doing it, you're doing it at these either one or two places locally,
yeah,
and then when you finally get out on the road, you go out with somebody, you get to see like, okay, do these work
yeah,
somewhere else? And it's
yeah,
like, oh, dang, I'm in a different state. It worked.
yeah.
People think I'm funny. Yeah, man.
No, I got I don't know. I'm bad, but I feel like there are definitely places like you were talking about having that attitude where I think I'll give off that air and they'll be like, fuck this guy. And I'm talking about Salem, Virginia, dude. Those motherfuckers hate me. Like I cannot do well in that town. Like I don't know what it is, dude. Like
It happens, man.
yeah.
What is that? Fayetteville, North Carolina is a notoriously bad city for comedy.
Really?
Dude,
Oh, it makes sense. I
uh,
was just in Fayetteville. It's horrible.
it's bad.
Yeah.
Man, and it's kind of the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I drove there for this show. I forgot who booked it. It's in this nice little lounge, kind of cool little spot. I'm like, okay, this might be a decent little show. It looks
Yeah, dude.
good. It's set up nice. I got my camera. You know, I'm like, all right, because I go through phases where I record shit, I don't record, and this is one of the nights I go, all right, man, you gotta start recording your shit. You need tape, you need videos to put on your stuff, and the host goes up. It's not a lot of people there. Maybe 20. They kind of spread out, and he's not doing well. I'm like, okay, I'll get him. Man, I went up there for 30 minutes, and I am just treading water. Like I'm barely just keeping my head above water. It's so bad that like I contemplate driving home like immediately. My wife is like, don't do that. I mean, and I'm fucking struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know, but I keep my composure, man. And I get off stage. I go back to my camera. I hit delete immediately. I go, who writes the check? I got my check, and I got the fuck up out of there.
Like this isn't Dreamville.
Didn't see the headliner do one bit.
Yeah.
I got up out of there, and that was probably 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah, dude. I went there. I was like, damn, if fucking J. Cole can be famous out of here, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, you can do it.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it from anywhere, dude. That's
Greensboro,
fucking,
yeah.
yeah.
Greensboro, the same thing. I did the funny. I can't think of the name of the club, but I was opening for some like country redneck dude who usually does cruises, and the whole weekend just bombed the entire weekend. And the dude was like, "Hey man, you want to know what your problem is?" He was like, "You said goddamn. People here don't want to hear you say goddamn, and they
Really?
get offended by that." I'm thinking like, I was like, bro, I don't want to hear that shit. I go, this dude out here with these fucking Trump shirts on and shit.
Yeah.
All these tough guys, but goddamn, I was like, man, fuck them.
That's the one that gets you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
That's a
one
weird
that's
one.
too far.
Yeah.
I was like, man, fuck y'all, fuck this town. I didn't stay for his sets either. I fucking got up out of there.
Yeah,
After
dude.
I got paid. I was like, I'm leaving, man.
That's a crazy thing to tell somebody. And like, if it's like that, I don't know, dude. If it's like that, tell him at the top.
Yeah.
Say no goddams.
He sucked.
Yeah.
He was terrible. I hated it, man. I hated that shit. And that's why y'all like, oh, you're great. I'm not great, man. I think a great comic would have did well in that room.
Nah, I don't know, dude. I feel like
Some nights it's not your night, but
everybody has their audience too, and it's like hard to, like when you're not famous to like even for people to know they're your audience, like or for you to know who your audience is.
Yeah.
The other way, but
yeah, it was a tense time politically and shit like that too. It just I was likely in my head and it just was wasn't translating. But man, I was bombing,
yeah,
just struggling and just watching people who you feel like you're not as good as you just kill. It's like
you said that was Greensboro.
it was in Greensboro.
Yeah,
I can't. It was the Comedy Zone in Greensboro.
damn, dude. I didn't even know they had a Comedy Zone.
Yeah, I think it used to be like a Chinese restaurant because you go inside, it's like a koi pond when you walk in there. Yeah. Yeah, I've done so many shitty gigs, man. And I know they're still gonna keep coming.
Yeah, no, I fucking dude. They do like a collab with the Comedy Zone up at the like this place right up the street from where me and Scott live, and I'm like I'm the only me and Jake Snyder I think are the only comedians that live in Lynchburg, and I don't think either of us have ever been on a show. I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah, that's
you get booked there.
I know how it's booked.
Yeah.
So I know those people who book those comedy zones. Yeah, I used to try to get. Yeah, I'm like I'm in their databases and shit like that. Every couple of years, they'd be like, hey, you need to update your information, and I would send my avails in. They would never send me anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there's so many levels of comedy, man. Like there's a whole circuit of comics like those are the only clubs that they do. They're just at that level, and you'll never know who they are, but that's their whole career.
If you're making money, I mean, and that's and you like it, I feel like that's a good spot for some people. Weirdly enough, like
It is.
Yeah.
But I don't want that shit.
Fuck no.
Fuck no, man. I did a show here at the they finally stopped booking me there. I think I was just too fucking too blue for that. But I was going to the Boar's Head Resort every Labor Day weekend.
Oh damn, Chris at the Boar's Head.
Yeah, and I love the food and the pay, but the comedy sucked. It's like the cast of Cocoon there. It'd be like fucking all these old ass fucking white people, and I think I was just too brash.
Yeah.
Now they got my boy from DC. He comes down and does that shit. And at first I used to kind of take offense to it, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a fucking hotel resort comic. You can have that. I don't give a fuck if it's in my town.
Yeah,
I can
dude.
do that shit. I want to do better shit than that.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. I'm not rich enough to have ever been to the Boar's Head before.
Never either, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a fun show, but the food was good. And just not a fun show.
I bet the food was good, dude.
Food
How could it be bad? It's the Boar's Head,
It's
dude.
the Boar's Head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thinking about that. Honestly, with the special coming out, I've been thinking about a lot of these gigs, and I'm like, please God, let this be the end of these type of gigs.
Dude.
I don't even care if they hear this shit. I went out to Radford a couple weeks ago, right before. That was probably one of the worst fucking things I ever did in my life.
Dude, yeah.
I even told Taylor, I go, what am I doing with my life? It was so, and they're nice people, man. I will say, I felt so bad for the guy because I was like, I don't want to drive out there.
Oh.
And he was like, will you do it? I was like, I'll do it for it. I tried to price myself out. I go, there's no way
Yeah, dude.
this dude's going to pay me this much money to do this.
Yeah.
He was like,
Got you.
I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Oh, that's my boy, dude. I fucking dude. No. Big. It's kinda. He's we're friends, but
He's a nice guy.
I kind of like I say kind of because like I've been like, dude, anytime invite me on a show. That motherfucker will never invite me on a show. He's not gonna watch this, so it's fine. But like this, no, he's if he does, congratulations, Zach. You got me. But like I was texting him. I'm like, oh fucking, you got Chris coming. That's dope. And he was like, yeah, I'm pumped. And then day of the show, he's like, man, I haven't sold a lot of tickets. And I'm like, dude. Like, get people in there somehow. I get like fucking give them away for free.
I
He's
felt
like,
so bad,
yeah, and then
because I was like $7 tickets. I was like, he is fucked.
but that's what I was talking about earlier. It's just like you get like people don't want to come out. And it's like if you're in a small enough town and you're like, I want to be a comedian, people are like, I'm a welder. Fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like they kind of I think
Sorry.
they're kind of look at you like you're an asshole after a while. Like if you're just
If you're not hurting, if you're not
if you're
unhappy,
if you're not famous or unhappy, they're
yeah,
like, what are you doing? Yeah, they're
that's the thing, man. I think people in
yeah,
these small towns, man, they forget that they had dreams and aspirations and shit like that. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And they're stuck in this reality of I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? This is a good job, but did you really want to be a fucking welder? But around here, when you walking around and tell people you're a welder, they kind of suck your dick a little bit.
yeah. They do. Yeah,
Ooh, a welder. Oh, ooh. Who cares?
yeah, yeah. It's not like we have like fucking coal mines or anything around here. Like nobody's really. I mean, welding's hard work, but it's not. I don't know, dude. Like people. It,
It
I
gets
feel like it sucks worse to be a comedian, honestly, around here than it does to be a welder. I feel like kind of the path is laid out for you to be a welder.
yeah.
Like, it,
I
like,
can
well,
I can weld anytime I want to.
yeah.
I can enroll in welding school
Bro,
tomorrow.
we're waging war on welders right
Yeah,
now, dude.
yeah. I could
Fuck y'all.
I could start welding tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like you could,
I
Chris.
could start welding tomorrow.
I feel like you could,
I
dude.
could start my 1,000 hours and get my certification right now.
Yeah,
Fuck welding.
yeah.
Let somebody else
Fuck
weld.
flash burn, dude. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get flash burn.
I don't need that shit.
Yeah.
That's just for dummies.
That's why I got respect for Khaled, because he does. I don't think he's a welder, but he does some shit like that.
He
where
does
it's like,
something manly.
yeah, he
I
does.
know.
Yeah, he does some manly work,
Yeah.
and I'm like, he's also a comedian. I'm
Yeah,
like, how do you
yeah.
do both, dude?
I did my.
Yeah.
I was in the military for 20 years. I did my thing.
Yeah.
I did my
Yeah, that's
cool,
fucking manly.
manly thing, man.
Yeah, nah, dude, I'm a fucking pussy. I don't. I haven't,
You
done,
are.
I haven't done anything,
I can
dude.
tell by your New Balances you're a pussy.
Yeah,
You probably never even been in a fight.
clown shoes, not a real one, dude.
Yeah.
I've been. My friend, one time we were driving, and he punched me while I was driving, and I was like, we're going home. And I was like, that's the closest I've been to like an actual fight.
You got punched and you went home.
Yeah, dude.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I can see you getting punched, dude. That's not cool. And
Yeah,
not
I was
even
like,
do that.
I was like, dude,
That's
dude,
so not
dude,
cool.
one more of those.
You going home.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've been beat up plenty of times.
Yeah, no,
I can't fight either.
I think it's kind of amazing how I've been in a fight. I'm kind of an asshole, and I used to like to drink a lot, and
Mm.
I guess it's a testament to how cool I am.
I'm not a shit talker when I get drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not an angry drunk.
yeah. I've known a couple of angry. I feel like most people aren't. I feel like angry drunks are always the ones that are like real drunks too.
They got some real shit going
Yeah,
on.
dude.
Man. I'm not an angry drunk at all. I was not an angry drunk, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Were you? Is that when you? Maybe that was like when you stopped roasting people. Was when you stopped drinking. Maybe that's when you were.
No, I could still do it.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man? It's just honestly, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I still do roast people, but I'm honestly I'm really trying to be more thoughtful and like being mean and like saying the first thing that comes to my mind. Even with that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
It's easy. So I'm really trying to think of this shit as art, and I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it with some of the stuff that I'm doing on stage.
Yeah.
But like when I'm talking about like my marriage or my family, I really am trying, to become an artist and like respect what we do. And I try to leave that to like the younger generation of comics to like bust each other's balls and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because we did it for years, man. It was just a gauntlet of just people talking shit and
Yeah.
just being mean to people and just I just I don't know, man. I'm just trying a different approach. I want to be a softer, gentler Chris. I'm trying to, but it comes out sometimes.
No, dude, you're way nicer than you were like 2 years ago. I feel like especially like new people, like
Yeah.
like you're a different dude. Like I think everybody changes though. It's good. If you don't change, you're probably an asshole. Like if you just got your heels dug in, like
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
realize how stupid that looks, digging your heels in all the time. It just you're just stupid, and like I realized just being in the military made me angry all the time, and just we talked about politics up top, and it's just like yeah, man, I just found myself always mad and angry and looking to argue
yeah,
and looking to be right and like wanting to prove people wrong and shit like that. And I had to tell myself like you know what? I don't give a fuck what other people
Yeah, that's
Fuck
like
it. Like,
yeah, that's part of like the like
cool, man. Believe what you want.
it's like a trippy thing about like putting out a podcast is like you put it out and you're like you think you're like, oh man, what like what if people see me acting like an idiot and like they treat me, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I live in a small town. What, like it's gonna like word's gonna get out. Nobody gives a shit, dude.
Hmm.
Like nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
And then like on top of that, like especially if nobody's recording it, then like and you're not being like a real asshole. It's just like, why would you care? Why do you have to give a fuck what you say? Like it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a weird thing.
It's
Yeah,
it's a very weird thing.
yeah, dude.
So yeah, I'm just trying to be nicer, man. I'm just trying to. I want to be I don't know. Just want to be a nicer person. I feel like things work out a lot better. You get more bees with honey, as
Yeah,
they say.
yeah, dude.
So yeah, just trying to put a positive spin on things. It definitely has helped me out a lot. I do have to remind myself a lot, that it's okay to be happy. That's a whole nother thing I could go into, but like but yeah, man, just telling myself I deserve to be happy. It's okay to enjoy things. It's okay to ask for help. Um, yeah, so it's just becoming more comfortable with who I am.
Dude,
You
it
know.
makes a like I think that like that attitude makes like a huge as like that probably has like the biggest impact on the scene because like nobody's a fucking asshole here. Like I feel like everybody in every other town you hear about like a comedy scene is like there'll be at least like one person or two people that have like beef with each other and like it's like people have problems everywhere all the time, but like there's never like this weird underlying beef here. There's not like teams. It's just like everybody just kind of like hangs out. Like it's not. I mean,
Yeah,
people have their friends like in the scene, but like it's just like yeah, everybody. There's it's not weird. It's all like it's good vibes. It's not fucking super duper competitive. Everybody's trying to be the best, but like it's like
right. Yeah,
that
nobody
changes week to week.
backstabbing and
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I feel like we got a pretty good vibe here.
Yeah,
I do feel like there is some healthy competition, and with the number of shows growing, every now and then you do hear people complaining and bitching about like, oh, how come this person can get on that, which is understandable. But I think I've done it a couple times at the comic meetings up top, where it's just like, hey, man, like you're not gonna get on every show,
yeah,
and if you're mad about it, there's one thing you can do is just get better.
yeah. You can get
Yeah, yeah.
undeniably good.
Yeah, or start
Make your own show.
or start your own show.
Yeah,
It's two things.
yeah,
So
dude.
yeah, don't come to me bitching and complaining about what you're not on, and because I know a couple dudes like um, he hit me up like, you got any showcases coming on? Why don't you ever think of me? I go, bro, you don't live here, you don't come here.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the people on who come to my shows all the time. It's just like, yeah, you funny, but to be honest, like when I'm booking something, you're not funny to the point where I'm like, oh, I got to put that guy on.
yeah,
It's not,
yeah. That's a yeah.
you know.
It's
And
I'm
I
not.
like the kid. It's just you just because he came a few months ago. Yeah, a few months ago, and was just like he did well, and then like don't forget about me. Like, see what I just did? It's just like, all right, now I'm not putting you on some shit
Yeah.
because you're gonna come to me fucking acting all cocky and shit like
Uh,
you shut this bitch down. So, but
yeah, dude. That's fucking. I don't know. Like I was talking about earlier, it's like you gotta really have something to like ask to be on shows. I feel like you gotta at least be like pretty fucking good
yeah,
to feel like you can hop on somebody's lineup and know you're gonna do well or improve
right,
it or add to it.
yeah, and it's just like you think you're just gonna yeah, let's step by all the people who have come to shows. They're helping put out chairs.
Yeah.
Some people step in and they're a host for me. This it's a lot of people stepping in and stepping up and filling in spots. People are filming. They're posting pictures for us. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
there are
dude.
people who they might not be as funny as the other person, but it's just like, hey, bro, they have skin in the game here in this scene, and I would rather put a person that's mediocre up that loves this scene
Yeah.
before I'll put up a guy who's gonna be slightly funnier who I'll see every 6 months.
Yeah. And work is work too. It's like even if you're not like putting in like telling like the value you add to the show isn't just like the jokes you tell. It's like you're fucking like enthusiastic or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like sports. Some guys,
Yeah.
it's like you're not there to put points on the board. It's like you're a locker room guy,
Yeah.
or you're the guy who's pushing somebody in practice. Yeah, are you gonna get in the game? Probably not.
Yeah.
You could be a lot of ability in the
Yeah.
game.
Fucking maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what I'm gonna get from you on the sideline and what I'm gonna get from you in the locker room and from practice, and that's what I need. You
Yeah,
know what
dude.
I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's just I don't want to deal with all the bullshit and the drama and people getting mad at each other. When we had a little bit of that, it's just like, look, man, I don't want that here, especially for these low. It's a mic, you know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, that's the thing that trips me out is in any town, um, like people are super competitive, and it's like what you're just like you're the king of like that scene.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's cool to be the best, but it's like at the same time it's just like it's a weird thing to fight and beef over. It's like there's no money in it.
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
get that. I'd
Yeah.
like, but you're just fighting over pride. Yeah.
You are,
Yeah.
and that's why, like, even because I really feel like I am the leader of the scene.
Yeah.
And not from any type of like cocky again or tooting my own horn. I've been doing it the longest, and I love comedy,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's my responsibility to try to raise other comics. So if and when you guys do move or y'all want to go to DC or Richmond or whatever it may be, y'all know not to run the light. Y'all know how to get there on time.
Yeah, dude.
And if you get the host, you know how to do an intro. You know how to close out a show. With all that kind of stuff. So when people, oh, where you from? Oh, Charlottesville. Okay, even though it's not directly tied back to me, but that makes me feel good knowing like the guys and girls that have come up on my shows, they go out to other shows and they do well. They're respectful.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
That's really what it's about. And people do have to be careful that we don't get these egos and think we're a king of this of a fiefdom, because you see it, man. People get a hold of a show and they think they're they fucking think they're Lauren Michael or Michael Cox booking Jimmy Fallon or some shit.
I'm trying not to drop any names at all, but people will fight for scraps, dude. People fight for fucking scraps in some towns, and you're just like, dude, why?
Yeah.
You're burning your friends to be on the king of this? Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, for me to try to even, I sound like a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
But for me to even like try to flex on y'all, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's because you're actually good. That's like the part is just like if you're fucking actually good, you don't have to feel the need to like show people how fucking good you are all the time because it shows itself. It's just like you just go up and do comedy. That's how you.
And it's the
prove it.
comedy guys. Comedy guys will get me.
Yeah.
And I know it's just like, hey man, this is a mic in Charlottesville. I don't need to be out here. But like when people come and they seem to be impressed at times, I will let them know like, hey man, I'm a legit. Because some people are like, oh, what do you do during the week? Is this something you do? It's like, nah, man, this is what I do.
Yeah,
and
this is my day job.
Yeah, this is like what I do, man.
Yeah, dude.
So that's the only time that I will do that is like name drop and show people stuff is when they question me. Not in a bad way.
Yeah,
when they want to know what I like, it's just something I'm doing for fun. I'm like, fuck no, it ain't for fun.
Yeah, dude.
Half the time, I hate my goddamn
Like,
show.
check out this picture of me and Mark Norman fucking hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that to people, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You do. I don't know. It's fucking. It'd be pointless to have the fucking picture.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I will say though, I had a great year. So far. I'm looking forward to the special coming out on Wednesday. It seems like it's taking forever to get here.
Yeah, no.
I'm super nervous. I'm scared that people might say I'm hacky or that I'm whack or whatever. But you know what? I have to tell myself, don't really worry about that shit.
Dude, you're not. You're fine. You're fucking. You're gonna be. You're gonna be. Goddamn Central Virginia Joe Rogan after this.
Central Virginia Joe Rogan.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna get the $1.5 billion deal with Spotify. Whatever.
Right here at WTJU.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're all gonna ride your coattails to greatness.
If they gave me a $1 billion budget for this building,
oh, dude, it would be insane. We could just buy the hospital, dude. Fuck
just
it.
buy UVA.
Yeah, dude. We'll do inside the MRI machine. Fuck.
I'll make all the athletes do my podcast.
Yeah.
During the game, I just do it during the game on the court.
Mandatory. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck the GPA.
Yeah.
How many
Every time
podcast appearances you had this month?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to average 2.5 of those.
2.5 appearances. I would love to get to a level of notoriety in a city where I could interview like some of the bigger athletes, man. I think that would be really dope.
Dude. Yeah, I think.
I think that'd be fucking. I think that'd be fucking sweet, bro.
It's gonna happen.
We'll see.
It's gonna fucking pop off.
We'll see, man.
You're gonna fucking Bill Gates, dude. You're gonna be richer than fucking Bill Gates. You're gonna be selling land to the Chinese, just like
absolutely not. If I ever had $25 million in this business, I'm leaving. I'm out.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm coming back to Charlottesville and hosting a mic the rest of my life.
Dude, you could do the Chappelle thing and like just like have a farm and then like be the king. Like,
It would be fun to just be able to just
yeah,
go do comedy where I want when I want. That would be fun.
that'd be yeah, dude. I think that's not everybody's dream. I think some people's dream is being like the president. Like I think Donald Trump, like
Nah,
Donald, he's living out a lot of people's dream.
that's too much responsibility.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really think I could live out my dream right now.
Really?
I think so. If I didn't want to do comedy,
Yeah.
comedy is fucking everything up.
Oh yeah.
If I didn't do comedy, man, my life would be so much better. Oh
Yeah.
my god, my life would be fucking sweet. It would be so sweet.
I used to. I don't know.
Sweet.
I tried to like so like I've wanted to do comedy ever since I was like 20 probably, and I never really did it until like my mid 20s, and then I did it like a handful of times, and then I like got back into it like probably like 2.5 years ago. Like actually coming to this mic like
Mhm.
every week, and then going to other shows and like Roanoke and shit. Um, God, I'm high. What was that tangent? What did we start off with? Where? Okay, fuck,
I
dude.
forgot to.
Yeah, dude.
I was just saying, oh, my life would be better if I didn't do comedy.
Oh yeah, no, I've tried so many times to not do comedy. I'm like, dude, I'm going to college. I'm gonna go for IT. I'm gonna fucking do graphic
See,
design. Like,
but you know what? You know
yeah,
what it is? IT is the new welding.
yeah, it is. It's a, yeah,
I'm a cybersecurity specialist. It's
yeah,
just
dude.
like, man, okay, you can do well with that, but is it what you really want to do, or do you just know like it's an industry to get into?
That's
It's a skill to have.
that's what it is. I literally was just doing it. I was just gonna be like, it's a shoe in for a decent paying
Yeah,
job, and like, I can't make myself do anything. I have like really bad ADD.
I had it, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't. If I'm not into it, I can't do it like at
yeah.
all.
That's what I didn't know that I had ADD, but that's what it is because I used to see everybody so happy, like talking about their jobs and their careers. I'm like, why the fuck do you like your job? It sounds terrible.
Yeah, dude.
And then I found comedy. It was like, oh shit! Like I had never wanted. I didn't want to be a comedian. It's just like people are like, oh man, you're funny. You should try it. But I never thought I could write jokes and shit like that. And then one day in Vegas, before I moved to Vegas, I was like, you know what, man? I feel like I feel like I feel like we all have things that we want to be good at.
Yeah.
You know, like basketball. I wanted to be a fucking hooper, or people they want to be a singer or whatever it may be. But we also have like these innate qualities that might not seem like skills or talent to us just because it comes easy to us.
Yeah.
Like I've always had the ability to make people laugh, but I never really saw that as a skill or worth anything because for the most part, it got me in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do with the thing that everybody says I'm good at. Instead of me trying to find shit that I like that I want to get good at, what
Yeah.
am I naturally good at? I was like, I'm funny. And I was like, you know what? We're getting stationed in Vegas. I think that's a sign. It's the entertainment capital of the world. I was go, you know what? I'm going to go to Vegas. Fuck it. I'm going to try stand up.
Dude, that's dope.
I said, fuck it. Yeah.
I had a similar like thought like what got me to actually do it was like similar thought process, but I was on mushrooms watching Planet Earth, and I was like watching I think it was like lizards running from snakes, and I was just tripping my nuts off. But I was like, these animals are like, they're so good at this. You know what I mean? Like they're so good. They're so dumb. Like they're not good at anything else except for like running off rocks and like getting away from snakes. But like they're really fucking good at that.
Mhm.
Like what am I good at? Like I feel like nothing. Like except for like maybe being funny. Like I think, and I was like, that's probably why I should
That's
do
good,
comedy. Yeah, I'm like I need to lean into that.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
I never felt talented either.
yeah,
Yeah. Even now, I'm like, I'm not good at anything.
yeah, yeah. No,
I can't do shit.
it's a great yeah. I feel like, and that's a thing too. People who are full of themselves like usually suck. Like if you have that attitude doing comedy, unless you're fucking Cat Williams,
Yeah.
like you're, it's hard. Like
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
But you know what I also realized too, man? I realized, and it sounds so stupid, but like the things that I really have put my mind to, that I really wanted to do, uh, I've gotten decent at, and I've had some type of success. You know, and honestly, comedy is the one thing.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, man, I had an idea of things that I wanted to accomplish once I realized I loved it, and like I accomplished everything so far that I wanted to do. Just and you also have to tell yourself like the things you want to do when you get to do them, they might not always look exactly like you want it to in
Yeah.
your mind. Like when I lived in Dayton, I'm hanging out with all my comic friends. We're watching all this shit on YouTube with like Jim Norton and Patrice O'Neal, the Opie and Anthony show. We watching Louis. We watching people talk about the Cellar and all this kind of shit. So like, all my boys there, man, that we were just so enthralled with the New York comics and all just that whole crew, Burr,
Yeah.
all those dudes, man. And we were all like, man, that'll be one day if we get to go to New York and work at the Cellar and we get to meet these people. Bro, I've met all those fucking dudes, man.
Yeah, dude, you
That's
fucking
what's
work the
crazy,
Cellar.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now have I been on the stage on McDougal Street? No, but I've been down there and I watched Dave Attell
Yeah.
perform. I've seen some of the best comics. I've been on a show with Dave Attell before
That's
in
fucking awesome.
DC. I've been on with Big J. I met Bill Burr briefly once. I got to open for Jim Norton. I went out to dinner with that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah.
it's just like I've been so fortunate, man. Just to like when I go to New York, man, I'm so thankful and happy to be able to do that shit. It's been a few times I walk into the Cellar and it just happens to be a few people that I know there. So and I'm not even past there, but when I walk in there and I see Colin Quinn, and he's like, "Oh, what's up, Chris?"
Yeah.
That blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, that's
That
insane.
Colin Quinn,
Yeah.
Mark Norman, and Sam Morril be like, "Oh, Chris, what's up, man? How you doing? What
That's
are you doing in the
wild.
city?"
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy. Like, if I could go back to open mic Chris and go, "Hey, man, there's gonna be a time where you walk into the Comedy Cellar and there's gonna be people that fucking know you, man, and ask you how you doing."
Dude, it tripped me out one time. I was listening to that fucking oh god, it's one of Tom Segura's podcasts where he does Two Bears One Cave.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was talking, they were telling a story and they were like Chris Allen, and I was like I had to like go back and I was like he's talking about the same fucking guy. I was
Yeah.
like that's Chris Allen.
Yeah, people send me shit like that
Yeah.
sometimes. It's pretty wild, man. Like, and yeah, I can't even talk.
hilarious.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man. And I'm hoping that that with the special that more people will get to see what I do, and even more people will get to fucking name drop me and share my shit, man. Because yeah, I feel like I've been very fortunate for somebody. I don't live in New York. I live in this weird ass little small town, and I get to work with some of the coolest, dopest comics, man.
Yeah.
Hannibal Burr's here in town twice. Getting to work with Che twice. I mean, that is like two of my comedy heroes, man. Like guys that I looked up to since day one.
Dude, if he threw you the opportunity, would you write for SNL?
Absolutely.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I've never. Well, some people are like, oh, I hate writing, like
It's an ends to a means.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it doesn't mean that's something I would want to do forever.
yeah.
But absolutely, man.
Oh, dude, I would hop on any of those shows if any opportunity like to do anything like comedy wise and get paid for it. That's just
Yeah.
like that's the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I also too like I want to start doing more sketches and stuff like that. Earlier this year, I was trying to organize everybody, but things got heavy. It kind of fell by the wayside. I know, like Jen Shu was helping out some. It's just things got very busy, and I just wasn't able to maintain it. But like, my plan for 2025 is to start doing more sketches. Me and a couple of friends plan on doing a short film in 2025, and my lofty goal for 2025, I have an idea for. I started writing it, but it's not very good. But I would either love to shoot a trailer or a pilot for a TV show that I've been that I wrote.
Dude, I think it's. I want to. I'm real into writing. Like I'm a fucking dork. Like I would love to write a show. Like that's the. I was talking with Waz about it. I was like, because his fucking name on Instagram is Write It Ralph. I was like, you write? And he was like, not really, but I want to. It's like I would love to do something with him. I think, dude, I'd do it with anybody. Like anytime you need like feedback on anything, fucking send anything over to me. I'll fucking
All right, yeah. I mean, that's
dude.
okay. That's something we can talk about. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow I can bring it up if anybody really is interested in tackling
Yeah.
some writing projects and want to get serious about it. Let me know because I know Jamar. Me and Jamar come up here from time to time and we write stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just I'm really just trying to surround myself with people who actually want to get shit done. Like I'm really tired of just talking about shit.
Kicking the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting any younger now. I want to make this shit happen, man. I didn't, I just don't want to keep spinning my wheels.
Dude, yeah.
I don't want to just be a local headliner guy. I don't.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that are into like film and video, and they're all concerned with not having enough. Like they're like, oh, I can't put something out because I don't have an RE or a red camera. It's just like, dude, fucking, if you make something and you're not an idiot and
Yeah,
it's
you
like
don't-
good,
yeah.
it's people will watch it and
Yeah.
like it could, it can get popular.
Yeah, as long as
Yeah.
it looks good.
Yeah,
Because you know who Issa Rae is?
vaguely. Yeah.
She had a TV show on HBO called Insecure.
Okay.
It's one of their biggest shows in years. But that series, she got that series from a web series that she used to do on YouTube called Awkward Black Girl.
Yeah.
And she was just saying, like, she started shooting it with whatever equipment she had. And, like, it slowly picked up popularity. And what happened was, like, people who were into that kind of stuff, they started noticing, like, oh, she could use, like, a better camera. Like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, I like the show. I'm actually a video person. I got a camera. I would love to come. Or, like, hey, I love the show. I'm a lighting person. I would love to come, like, just, you know what I mean? That's how
Yeah,
it happens.
dude.
Like, when people see you, like, trying and you making something that's good, and they can help you make it better, they're gonna hit you up. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, yeah, my friend Brandon in LA, he's kind of busy right now. He was doing more freelance stuff and like video work for like he lived with like fucking Offset and shit for months.
Offset.
Yeah, yeah. Dude. He lived with Offset when he was cheating on Cardi B.
You hear what Cardi B was doing?
Dude, that's yeah. But no,
Cardi B fucking.
Cardi, she do be fucking. But yeah, no, he was always sending me people just in the industry who are like looking for a comedy writer, anybody know anybody that can write jokes, like, and I hit a bunch of people back, like, but it's just like him being there and being close to those
Yeah.
people. Like, you don't even have to be there to write something. It's like I wrote one small thing for like a dude, but just being part of that production and like seeing the process from like other side of the country is like, it blows my mind. But at the same time, I'm like, it's like so many moving parts, but like seeing that it's possible. Same thing with like you doing comedy, like doing it well, seeing your special. It's just like having like a dude to like even like give you the look behind the scenes is like valuable.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's dope. Yeah.
I try to do that for people, man.
Yeah.
You know, I really want people to see, like, hey, man, we can get shit done.
Yeah.
I was terrified with this special. This is Matt, the guy who shot it and directed it. This is his first time doing a special.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owns Gotham Studio Productions and they produce We Might Be Drunk.
Oh shit.
And so when I announced that I was doing my special on my Instagram, I had never even met Matt Peters at all.
Yeah.
And he hit me up. He was like, "Hey man, I produce We Might Be Drunk," and he goes, "I'm actually from Rochester as well." So this dude is from my hometown. We both
fucking
know
awesome.
Mark. We grew up in the same city. He went to high school with my sister for a year, which is even crazier that we even have that connection. It's
Yeah,
a
that's wild.
very small Christian academy in Rochester, New York. Him and my sister went for a year together, and yeah, man, I just felt like these small connections like that are what made it special, and I think it's really dope, man.
Dude,
I
yeah.
can't lie. I think people are gonna fucking love it, man.
Dude, I'm pumped for it. I'm fucking. When is it coming on YouTube officially? October Wednesday, October 3rd.
It's Wednesday.
Hell
Yeah, we're doing a watch party at the Southern, man. If you want to come out, it's free. Just RSVP.
Dude,
But yeah,
I'm hyped.
yeah.
Dude, thank you for coming on Mitch's Mobile Home. I'm gonna cut this one off because we're gonna end it right here because I gotta go use the restroom.
All right,
That ghost is coming back to haunt me.
all right, all right.
Yeah, dude.
All right.